if you are a newspaper interview in the last year and a half, you'll have heard this spiel before. But if you're not, Pandacast basically came into being at the end of 2018.
Nathan will know the exact date. Nathan?
July 17th. Tuesday, the 17th of July.
Ooh, to the end of the summer. Basically, Nick and I had been to Transmit and had seen Arctic Monkeys and a variety of other bands. And Nick had bought a guitar, and lots of things were coming together that made the young man, Mr. Patrick, desperate to get back into the music scene. And he put out a little plea online for musicians. And I was like, I play bass. Remember when we would talk about bands at work? And he went, I know a drummer. Let's hang out. And we all met up in his flat where he is sitting now. And he played us some songs. And we were like, okay, cool. And then a practice and a half in, our sound had drastically changed. We literally, we played these little jams and they were cool. And then, we suddenly just took a V-turn and we started playing loud and fast and energetic. And it suddenly got very political. It was the writing. It was the writing of History's Repeating.
I was going to say, really, I think we wrote, if I remember correctly, Nathan does remember correctly because Nathan chronicles this. I think we wrote The Fear first.
I'm pretty sure we did.
It was the concept around it was completely different than what it became.
Because it was all about drinking.
It was going to be
lads.
It was lads. Yeah. It was going to be. It was
very Kasabian.
Well, it was, but it wasn't. The concept, I think, at the beginning, Eddie's right. Like, we'd been to see Arctic Monkeys.
It was amazing.
And it was really good. But I'd seen like loads of other random bands as well when I was there, and I kind of got thinking. I spent a lot of time. I was there with my friend Marianne, and we spent a lot of time at the Smirnoff bit, like the dance bit. I don't know what it's called. Is it like a tree or something like that in it? Anyway,
it was
the utility tree and the Smirnoff, whatever it was. We spent a lot of time there, and then we seen a couple of like people playing like acoustic sets and like up and coming bands, and I just got thinking. There was a couple of people on the bill that I knew and or had friends that knew that like I was friends of friends with, and it was just like a bit of a realization moment for me, like if I'd stuck in at music, maybe I would have been there, and it forced me to be like, right, go and buy a new guitar, go look up your old songs. So I had loads of old material that Nathan hated, but he was polite and said he liked anyway. But the concept, it wasn't so much like lads. It was more like, it was more incel than that. To be fair, it was more like
sad white boy.
What it was like. Yeah, it was sad boy music. It was sad boy music. But then we wrote. I say we wrote History's Repeating. History's Repeating is like 5 notes. We jammed 5 notes and we loved it. And then Eddie was like, "Oh, this sounds like this band and that band," and like loads of bands that I'd never heard of. And then I started like listening to those things. I mean, I was a massive fan of like the Dead Kennedys and the Ruts, and it's basically a Ruts song. Yeah. But then I don't know, some clicked when we wrote History's Repeating.
Mm-hmm. It was the moment, I remember it as the moment we were writing it and we were jamming it, and I was playing like the something, and I was like, what if
Eddie was playing something.
Oh, ong, ong.
Yeah.
What if I just play that one note? And we were like, where? And then we played it. It was doof, 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 doof. And it was like,
Yeah.
this could be simple, yo. And that was a transitional period. That was a very important period. And then you started screaming about Adolf Hitler, and we knew we were in the business.
I don't think I wrote the lyrics there and then. I don't think we wrote them in that first.
The first lyrics was something about
It was like it was about
television.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was about TV.
Yeah. It's like I'm gonna be on the. You'll see. That's it.
Dancing on your TV.
Yeah, you'll see me. You'll hear me when I'm on
the TV.
C3 or something.
It was. It was.
It was very Dead Kennedys at the start.
The concept of it was still the same. It was still a political thing, but it wasn't as heavy. And then I guess I must have just. In fact, I'll tell you. I actually know the genesis of the Adolf Hitler thing. I came in for work, like a couple of days later or whatever, and I've got a book that's a whole book, unbelievably. I've got a chord book. I've got loads of chord books, right? And every so often, I'll just play from cover to cover the songs that are in the chord book. Some of them are like anthologies, but I've got a Beatles one and I've got The Clash. So I was like, right, if we're going to be doing this political stuff, I better like start listening to that sort of music again. And I was playing my Clash books I actually think I was playing them on acoustic. And there's a lyric in a Clash song that is the opening line to History's Repeating, basically. It's Adolf Hitler. If Adolf Hitler flew in today, we'd send the limousines anyway. And I thought, oh shit, that's so fucking poignant, considering that last week, because we wrote it around about the time that Trump made his visit to the UK, I was like, oh my God, that's so weird that this song is like talking about something that actually eventually ended up, some people could say ended up happening, and we're sending limousines to pick up fascists. So I was like, oh, that would be so good. But I was really worried about bringing it into rehearsals. The same with Sanctimonious, actually. When I wrote Sanctimonious, I was super worried.
Why?
Because, well, whenever I write stuff, I play it to Rosie. So I'm like, right, well, the person that's going to give me the most honest review is Rosie. She'll just tell me it's no catchy. It's like, she's not into that type of music. So when she hears it, if she hates it, then it's probably too niche or it's probably too in your face or whatever. I've only went against her musical wishes in one song, but initially when I played her Sanctimonious, I was like farting about it, and then I was like, oh my God, I've got an idea for lyrics, but it's like a bit much. And I sang her the verse and chorus of Sanctimonious, and she just went, can I do that? She was like, you'll just make people angry. And I was like, oh.
You're like,
I was like,
yes.
Okay, I'm still going to play it to the guys though. I'm still going to like bring that, like, I recorded it on my phone and then I played it to guys. But yeah, those initial, where was it we used to practice? Carlton Studio. Those were interesting days. I've got a question for you, Nathan.
Okay.
See when I asked you to be in the band.
Yeah.
Did you even own a set of drumsticks in your house? Did you have drumsticks in your house?
Yes, I had, because a friend got me them for Secret Santa, like 4 years before, and they just sat in a box. Because they it was like we'd only known each other a couple of months, and they knew that obviously music had come up, and I'd be like, oh, I used to play drums, so they got me some drumsticks for Secret Santa they knew two things about me: that I used to play drums and that I liked Judge Dredd. So they got me drumsticks with Judge Dredd written on them, which is nice. So yeah, I had them.
Do you still have those sticks? Or
I still have them. Yeah. but
They sat in a
I
box
didn't
waiting for their time.
exactly. But no, it was like your symbols and stuff that we used to take. So I didn't. I had nothing. I still got nothing really. I got a snare and some cymbals.
So you need,
So,
mate.
what happened after that then, Nathan? What's the next? You can tell the next. Look back on the next section of our life when we graduated from counting.
Nathan and I finally started talking to each other. That was
briefly.
good.
There was So we didn't, and then we did, and now we don't again. We just go through Nick. So yeah, well, what would have that been? That would have still been like August, the summer and stuff. Did we only start going to Pirate in the new year?
January, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
January that we found that. Okay. So, Christ. I mean, we just even then had probably written like 30 songs or something in a few months.
We go through spurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. When stuff
definitely.
happens in the world, we go.
There's always the songs tend to come in pairs as well. There'll be like literally an A side and a B side, and so one will immediately kind of get rejected, and then maybe someone. But I guess the new year was just getting ready for our first Tuts gig in March 2019, which was like a huge deal for us, obviously, for obvious reasons. And we were like, oh my god, what if we get signed? We're gonna get signed. Oh my god.
Imagine who could be there.
Yeah.
Oh, Oasis get signed in King Tut.
Alan McGee might be at the bar, you know.
King Tut's was a big step up for us, though.
It was,
like,
in terms of I don't know. Yeah, we just played really well that night because of the pressure, probably, and we kind of realised that we could actually be better than we had been.
I'm sad that the footage from King Tut's that someone had put up online has been removed or hidden, because I'd quite like to go back and see how bad we actually were.
Yeah.
Because now it's like a fabled thing in my mind where I'm like, I know that we played really good, but then I also know that the last time we played King Tut's, we played really good. So, like...
Yeah, now even like looking back at like the Cat House footage is the last big chunk of footage that we've got of us, and that was... How long ago was that?
Was that an April gig or a May gig? I think it was about a year ago. May 20th.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, because all my memories at the moment are talking about the Cat House gig.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, if you look back at that footage, we're pretty bad. And we were like, oh my god, that's the best we've ever played.
There's a weird thing I do in the Cat House footage, and I've never done it since. And when we played that Newcastle gig and there was a promo video, that was the one thing that the guy that made the promo video pulled out from our footage. And it's like, I think I must have got tangled in my lead or something, but I do this weird thing with my guitar where I like kind of like move forward and backwards at the same time. It's almost like, it's like so weird, and it's like Pandacast, and then it's me going struggling to play guitar. Was right. So we played King Tut's. Was Cat House the next gig was Box.
Yeah.
What happened to Box?
Oh, was that the time?
Night.
Well, was that the third time that we played there? The last time?
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously you're on a massive high after playing such a good Tuts gig, so you'll say yes to playing a free gig.
You want there? You want more?
At Box. And there was just no one there. Well, there was like, as you say, there was like a drunk stag do who hated us. Like
Terrifying
actually,
Irish football fan.
Mhm.
yeah,
I
genuinely.
tried to have some audience participation,
Oh
and
yeah.
it nosedived.
Oh, that sucked. Oh, what was it?
I
You were like,
no, because you at King Tut's, you'd done a really funny joke. Well, a joke. You had said, "Does anybody like Adventure Time?" And like loads of people went, "Yeah." You went, "Good," because this song's about depression. And then
Yeah.
we're like, play James Baxter.
yeah,
And I was like, you should do that. That should be like your thing for the song. And you were like, nah.
nah. Once is enough.
So
Never
then
repeat.
so then, in my attempt to try and, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just trying to get people to pay attention to us. I thought, oh, I'll ask, does anybody like Oasis? Because
Yeah.
everybody, in a room full of drunk white men, probably half of them are going to go, oh,
Hey!
Oasis, man, Oasis. It's my favourite band. And the last time we played with like, not an Oasis tribute band, but they may as well have been. And so I was like, does anybody like Oasis? And it was crickets.
Yeah.
So then, instead of just playing, I said it again.
You must have said. You said it about 4 or 5 times,
Oasis, does anybody like Oasis?
and then yeah, nobody responds for 4 times. Then you go, well, this isn't Oasis. Dun, 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 dun.
And then
Embarrassing.
that's when I didn't speak at gigs post that for a long time. I just left. I just left it to Ed. I was like, Eddie can speak, and I'll just not embarrass myself again.
Yeah. Good
But then,
times.
right. So my question was going to be: was Cat House the first time we played Get Out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
Probably.
remember? Do you remember how we wrote Get Out?
No. Do you?
I don't think so. No, that's right. I'm trying to, because I can remember when we've written all the other songs. I can remember I remember when we wrote James Baxter. I remember we were in room 3 in Pirate Studios, and I had brought my orange guitar for the first time in ages to rehearsals, and I did the like dun, dun, thing, and then we were just like, well, let's jam that out. And then it just all formed. But Get Out, I can't remember.
I remember initially it was going to start with you just doing spoken words. Like there was going to be no music at all, and you were going to just speak the whole first verse.
For a bit, yeah, we couldn't work out. Oh, I remember how we wrote. I remember how Get Out happened. Actually, it didn't have all the bits in it that it's got. That it ended up having when we played it, but I had recorded. It was kind of like the spoken word thing, and I'd recorded the verse. If it's not really a verse because it's a song of 3 parts, but I'd recorded that first part, but it lasted much longer.
Yeah.
And I played it to you guys, but it was in like a weird time signature. Like I'd written it. I'm guessing it must have been in like 5/4 or something like that. It was in some sort of weird time signature that went along with the rhythm of what was spoken word, like a poem, like iambic pentameter or whatever. So I remember that, but I can't remember how we decided that it was going to be what it became, because it quickly went from being this what I'm trying to say is, when did the screaming come into it?
Yeah, when did we break down? I think it was because we played in Venice before Cat House. So April time. So March we played Tuts, April we played Inverness, and we played with all those hardcore bands.
Yeah.
And
What were those bands? What were those bands called?
So there was Below the Neck and Drin Sipper and
Sipper, yeah, I remember them.
the headliners, who were very talented, delightful young men.
They were
whose
for
name I can't
Newcastle.
remember. They were for Newcastle. And I think we all went, oh, that was chunky. And people liked us, but we weren't as heavy. And we had James Baxter and stuff. And I think we were just kind of mucking around with the idea of doing a hardcore song. And it was because we were playing the Cat House and King Cobalt and all that were playing with us. And we thought, we need something that's going to blow the tits off. You know? And I think it was a joke at first.
Like most of our songs, it's
Yeah.
like starts as a joke.
You must
The breakdown. That was. I do remember jamming that for like way too long. Like we went, like we must have spent like 5 minutes in a practice room just going over and over again. And then we stuck in. Did it have? It was complete when we played the Cat House, wasn't it? It had all 3 parts.
Yeah.
It had the breakdown, and then it had that sort of like stoner rocky. There is no activism without action, and the Greta Thunberg stuff. I just don't know. Did we plan this screaming, or did I just lose myself and I was like, I'm going to scream?
No, I think you just went a bit mental.
I think that was the most it had ever gone. I think at the end we just kind of did it. We went, get out, get out, get out, get out, and it was meant to end. But at the Cat House, it just grew.
I kept going until I tripped over the mic wire and fell on stage.
It was that kind of energy, though. It was born out of, you know.